has been around ever since plants started to grow on Earth around 500 million years ago. Cooking, on the other hand, is believed to have first been practiced by human ancestors just over 1 million years ago. This was the cooking of meat over a fire. After cooking meat, we made flour, which we turned into bread around 30,000 years ago. And since then, we have developed food beyond anyone's beliefs. Talking about Australia alone, we've added many cuisines into our country who weren't even here 70 years ago. Food has blown up over all forms of social media, but with food becoming increasingly more popular, there's been an increase in food prices. So join me in covering these topics with today's episode of All About Food. Food in Australia started becoming international when England came to settle over 200 years ago. Since then, it was only until the 1960s where more and more cultures started to come into Australia, and with them, they brought their own foods. The Chinese cuisine was the first Asian cuisine to be brought to Australia, and it was wildly popular. It kept expanding from Chinese to Thai, Cambodian, Vietnamese, and so on. Nowadays, the most popular cuisines in Australia are Thai, Chinese, Italian, Japanese, Indian, Mexican, and Korean in order. As you can see, 5 out of the 7 most popular Australian cuisines are all from Asia. This has vastly upgraded Australia's variety of international dishes. With the advantage of foods all over the world in Australia, we have all become more invested in food. Cooking shows, YouTubers, TikTokers have all blown up recently with the start of this decade. Although yes, before 2020, food was very popular, it wasn't popular to the extent that it is now. Showing statistics that over 5 billion views per day have come from food videos alone. This has allowed people not only to make money out of uploading these videos, but make a living out of them. The 3 biggest foods that people like to watch are ramen, the Korean cuisine, and believe it or not, bread/cakes. Coming along with food blowing up, Australia and the whole world has been hit by food shortages and price rises. Australian supermarkets like Coles and Woolies have had to put limits on the amount of food you can buy. With the low stock of food, naturally the prices of it have increased. Overall, the grocery price increased by 4.9%, but for fruits and vegetables it is 6.6%, and for meats it is 5.6%. The main reason for fruits and vegetables having such a high increase is because of the terrible growing seasons we have had in the past few years. We have sort of a handle on price increases for now, but will definitely increase in the near future. Besides the negative of having stock shortages and price increases, food's become a long way into our world. The cuisines which have come into Australia are spectacular. Having food videos being uploaded for everyone to see has sort of reignited all of our passions for food. Stay tuned for the next episode of All About Food, where we'll be going over the emerging food YouTubers.